I don't even know what you need.
Moodymann and Shinichiro Yokota are legends in the deep house canon. I do mean canon as in the timeline, but I guess I could also mean canon as in boom, blast, impact is felt harder than the cheek of a fascist's face. I've only been anywhere near familiar with this genre for a lot less time than most others who surf its history with far more of finely focused microscopers, but the fact that you can be hooked into a pretty recognizable groove for minutes on end is amazing to me. In fact, I think the true spirit of house music has to be felt at a live show, something you must actually go out to really witness and experience for yourself. I've been familiar with both Moodymann and Yokota's work for a while now, and yet I don't think I've even begun to truly understand how special this music is unless I'm hearing it in a mesmerizing, spirit-raising live setting, or on a vinyl disc spinning homely on a turntable like a warm kebab roast. Ooh, ooh. But damn if I can't feel at least a little bit of the magic listening through it through a pair of rubbish headphones. Both these albums prove that their respective musicians are still at top game all these years later, but more impressively for veteran Moodymann, whose soulful, seductive soundscapes remain intoxicating even many decades later, and maybe that is because house itself is such a simple, minimal concept and yet an upliftingly special vessel for the liberating expression of losing yourself in the music and leaving your apprehensions at the door. Sinner isn't completely spot on, but it is brave, and that's the best part really. It sounds raunchy and volatile for most of its runtime, and although its latter tracks on the digital version seem to sub that out for the windier, saddening, deeper shadow, which feels a little bit like a drop-off point in mood, and the electric guitar funk of I Got Work, which sounds a little bit too overkill even for this set of angsty ears, the first moments on the record are special. The vocals do sound odd at first. Whoever recorded these obviously felt a little bit unconfident about the distance from the microphone they needed, because at times they'll retract into the right amount of subtle and then suddenly edge close into the microphone like, whoa, personal space, buddy. The jagged fusion of distorted modular synths, electric guitar, and spidery, incomprehensible vocals is somehow electrifying. I suppose that it is just one of those weird flavor combinations you see on Sorted Food or something. It feels soulfully captivating and unusual. The way that the chords progress on I Think of Saturday are eerie even. Moodymann obviously knows what he is doing, and it is done with a confidence that still takes me aback. 7 out of 10. On the other hand, Shinichiro Yokota takes more of a wholesome and pure approach. Fun for the entire family, bouncy castle, fish tank, dire docks. The whole sound palette of this one seemed a little bit too clean for my tastes at first, but with repeat listens I realized this isn't actually a dawning problem. In fact, it's part of the whole charm. Everything from the flute to the synthesized strings to the tropical or aquatic sounding synths all fuse pretty splendidly together. Soichi Terada is even present, because it's so clean, as if most of it was constructed from scratch. Every groove is so clear cut, so boldly outlined, hits spots with the right amount of emphasis, so there's really no room for error, and bim bada boop bop beep bop blam, there are none. The swagger is there, but it's not a showy offy kind, just one that is so sure about what it's doing that it just does what it needs to do, and not much more lest it becomes overkill. Its appeal is simple, but the way that it's orchestrated is clearly thought through with an actual lot of detail within, yet still the confidence that leads him to title this I Know You Like It. I do! 8 out of 10.